Hi guys, Brand here and welcome to another commentary video. Today I wanted to talk about the holiday event because now that I have done both levels of the tome and it's been out for a little bit and it's still going to be going for a little bit longer, I feel like it's fair to kind of make a firm verdict on how I feel about it now that, I've done all the challenges, now that it's been out for a while. When this event first came out, a lot of people were very, very negative about it. A lot of people said that it was kind of like a miss as an event. And I wanted to play it a little bit more, kind of like, in a sense, complete it from the sense of the event challenges to see how I felt about it. And after actually playing it for a long time, both sides, both Killer and Survivor, completing both the challenges, all the challenges, both on Killer and Survivor, I am inclined to agree. I seem to think that this holiday event it's very, very, it's like a nothing burger. Right? It's very much like a nothing burger. Like a whole lot is not going on with this event. And it's kind of, this would have been fine in the past, I think is what I kind of want to focus on. Is I think it would have been fine in the past because we didn't expect anything out of behavior with their past events. Usually their past events do what the Halloween. Usually the past events do what this winter event does, where it just kind of like decorates the lockers, decorates the gen, hook people on the decorated hooks, do the decorated gens, so you get extra bullet points, tee hee ha ha. But we had a whole thing about that, right? Like the community had clamored forever and ever that events were kind of boring. Events were kind of meh, events were kind of nothing burgers, and we wanted more. We wanted more out of our events in Dead by Daylight. We wanted more out of these events, so Behavior actually decided to space out their events more in order to, actually put out better quality events. And with the last Halloween event that came out, I think they proved that they can do that, because the Halloween event had all the stuff. It had the alternative funny thing that you could do, which was kicking pumpkins, but it also had an alternative objective entirely, which was collecting the energy from the gens and depositing them in space voids. That way you could feed the giant space void in the sky, and it was cool. And then you also had the event challenges, and you also had the decorations. You had everything on top of that. So it was actually an event because there were people literally going out of their way to primarily focus on doing the alternative objective. One of my friends, Uzi, I love him to death, literally during that entire Halloween event, hard focused on doing the energy because he was trying to get his Fang to Prestige 100, which he does have now. So he was really, really interested in doing the alternative objective so he can build up those blood points so he can prestige his character to Prestige 100. It was an actual, and it was kind of like a scary thing because, as you guys know, going down lost your energy. So even if you collected the energy off the gen, if you got down before you reached the void to deposit it, you lost that. So then you have to summon the gen again. So it was kind of like a scary thing, and added that extra layer of tension to the game that didn't exist before. It was very, very well designed. It was really fun. Most people loved the Halloween event. So to go back to this, to where we're having the Bone Chill event, where we're going back and we're having no side objective and none of the extra stuff. It's just kind of like, it's like what happened. It feels like we took a step backwards, and I feel like that's why so many people are disappointed, because we've been shown from Behavior that they can do better, and they've done this kind of thing better before. It doesn't help that they went in and changed the way snowmen work. Like, you used to be able to take hits with snowmen on Survivor, now you can't do that anymore. And killers can get in now, but they're not really helpful unless you use them to camp. So it's just kind of like, unless you're planning to just kind of sit there and mess around, there's kind of no reason to go mess with the snowmen. I mean, even the pumpkins in the Halloween event could potentially grant you haste, or it could, hinder you based on which one you kicked. You could also get nothing. But there was like a little bit of an RNG aspect to that, where maybe you get helped or maybe you get harmed, Like there was some fun there to be had with the pumpkins that, affected gameplay in some way. The snowmen quite literally do not matter from a gameplay perspective at all, unless it's like the killer using them to camp hook now. And it's just like, if they don't affect anything, why mess with them? Why mess with them? If they don't really affect the gameplay at all, why mess with them? Why even interact with them at all? So even like the pumpkins from the Halloween event function better than like what the snowmen are for the Bone Chill event. And it's just like, I think I want to keep emphasizing this point. It's like, why did we go backwards? I think this isn't the worst event in the world, but we've had events like this for years, right? We've had events like this for years in Dead by Daylight, and we clamored for better events, and they gave us better events with the Halloween event. So to go back to something that's kind of just like meh, that's not acceptable, I don't think, anymore. I think they've shown, it's like I used to be a teacher, right? Like, I used to be a teacher. I talk about that a lot. It's like if I have had a kid that has gotten nothing but A+ papers And I have come to that expectation that they put out A+ papers, right? And then suddenly the kids start handing in like C's. Like they start giving me C quality content. I'm like, wait a minute. I know you're better than this. I know what you're capable of. This is, you're not meeting your standard. You have shown me you can do better, and I want that quality from you. They've shown us that they can get A's on their papers, and now they're turning in C's again. And it's like, wait a minute. No. You improved, go back. No, you improved, go back. So I feel like that's where the kind of like most people are disliking this event. It's not really that the event is bad. It's just, it's very lackluster compared to our last event, the Halloween event, where, you know, Behavior actually tried and put out a fairly good event that was actually cool. I actually made a whole video talking about how the Halloween events actually slapped, and I enjoyed it a lot. So to go back to kind of like what it was a standard event that we've had for years, it's kind of disheartening, and it's kind of a miss. And hopefully their next event that they do, which will probably, what's after this? The Lunar New Year? Isn't that the next thing we do after this? Hopefully that returns more to form of what the Halloween event did, because this is painfully average. So yeah. How do you guys enjoy the Bone Chill event? Do you enjoy it, or do you think it's a little lackluster like I do? Let me know down in the comments below on that. That's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, friends. I appreciate y'all. But on that, I'll see you tomorrow. But if I do not, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.